Today we'll be using Visual Studio Code to interact with our OBD kill. In this tutorial, we'll be controlling the LEDs on the OBD kill. The Raspberry Pi Pico is the brain of this device. In order to interface with it, we need a special extension in Visual Studio Code to connect and run files on it. This extension from over here on the left is called Pico Go. So I've already installed this, but once you install it, you may have to restart Visual Studio Code to see, but you'll get this whole kind of all sorts of stuff you can do down at the bottom of the screen, like connecting to it, running to it, and then uploading and downloading files from your Raspberry Pi Pico. So once you have this, we can go and we can open a new file. We'll call this leds.py. And although this is a .py file, it is a different type of Python. It's called MicroPython that runs the Raspberry Pico Pi. So this has special libraries that we're going to be using. We'll be using one called machine to control the pins on this device. So from machine, we're going to import pin and we're going to import signal. We'll get back to these. So on your OBD kill, there are 35 different pins, and each one, not all of them, but each pin is linked to a different device on that board. So we're going to be connecting to the two LEDs in the middle of the eyes. Those you can see on the user manual are going to be pins 10 for the right and pins 26 for the left. So to begin, we're going to create a pin. So we'll call it the right LED pin, and that's going to equal a new pin in 10, and it's going to be an out because we're sending a signal out to the LED. And then we're going to create another one. We'll call it left LED pin equals pin, and then this one's going to be pin 26. You can find that right on the user's guide. It has a picture with all of the different pins on it. And this one will also be pin.out. So to begin, now that we have our pins, we're going to use signals to control what happens in these pins. So we'll call this right LED signal, and this is going to equal signal, and then in that signal we just put the pin. So now once we have this, we can run our signal. So we'll do right LED signal, and then we can do .on, and now we can run our first piece of MicroPython on our OBD kill. So to begin, first we're going to have to connect to our Raspberry Pi Pico, which means we'll go down here, and where it says disconnected, we'll click on this to connected, and then we'll see that it's connecting, and then these lines mean that the device is connected. So once it's connected, we'll begin by clicking run to run that first piece of code. So now that we've clicked run, you can see on the OBD kill that right eye has lit up. And now we're going to do the same thing, but we'll do one for our left LED signal. That's going to equal a signal, and then that's going to be our left LED pin. We'll move this one up just to be with the other signal. And then we'll turn this left LED signal on as well. And now we can see that both LED pins for both eyeballs are on. And next we're going to do just some simple Python code. This code's going to match the same syntax for Python. We're just going to do a little loop. So we're going to do while true, and then we're just going to have a loop that turns one eye on and one eye off every second. So first we're going to start by turning our right LED signal. That's going to be on, and then we'll turn our left LED signal off. And then we're going to use another MicroPython library. This one's called utime. So it's going to be utime.sleep, and then we're going to use milliseconds, and then we'll sleep 1000 milliseconds. So like Python, whenever we use a new library, we're going to have to import it into our piece of code. So now we have our loop, and it's going to turn our right signal on, and then it'll turn our left signal off, and then it'll wait 1000 milliseconds. And then we're going to copy this, and then we're going to change it. So then after 1000 milliseconds, it'll turn our right LED signal off and our left LED signal on. So now we've written our first loop in MicroPython to control the LEDs, and we'll go ahead and run it. And we'll see that the LEDs on each of the eyes are switching back and forth. The right LED will be on for a second, and then the left LED will turn on, and then the right LED will turn on again. And that has been our tutorial on how to use LED signals in MicroPython to communicate with your OBD kill.